Hey, how you like the decorations?
Man, I like it, man. I feel like David Banner in here, man.
No, man, we're like
Who the f is David Banner?
Is it Bruce Banner or David Banner? I thought it was David Banner.
David Banner's a rapper.
But who's the Hulk? What's his name?
Bruce
David
Banner.
Oh, I feel like Bruce Banner.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, David Banner. He's like that's Nat Turner right there, man.
Like a
Oh
pimp.
gosh, Alexa, let's do it.
What the fuck?
Producer B flies all the way to the ATL to see me, and I've decided I'm just not feeling you like that anymore. There's somebody else. So please stop DMing me and stop liking my photos on IG. It's super creepy. Now, let's start the show.
Oh boy.
Hello, welcome to the green edition of the Black Bears. Den. I like it. We got a special broadcast for you today. We got producer B in the building on location.
No! He's here.
Oh, man, it sounds like you and Alexa are having some rocky times.
Yeah, it
Producer
sounds
B.
like it.
Since
Sounds
the
like
beginning
it.
of time, it's been rocky times.
It's been rocky times.
And you know he comes all the way into town, and we stick him in a dark corner in the studio and give him a microphone. It's
Now
kinda
how he
weird.
sees to be told to get to the back. Yeah, get to the back.
That's what's really happening right now.
We're reversing it.
Get to the
You got to
back.
flip that
hey,
shit.
Hey, what's that for us? Producer
man.
B, get to the back of the bus.
Back of the bus, man. How you doing, man? How you doing, producer B?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. This has been an exciting week for me. Been working a lot. Been experiencing a lot of new things. Mike can attest to that. And just been having a lot of fun down here in Atlanta.
I can see. I've been seeing on your social media, man. You guys are cold plunging, working out, all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
I've been kind of jealous.
Yeah, I decided to build a cold plunge after we.
I mean, like, hold on. People think when you say built a cold plunge, they think you just got a bucket and put some ice in it. No, you have like a full-fledged, like,
straight up.
cooling system,
Yeah.
water pump.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
It goes
it's
in,
legit.
it comes out, it refrigerates the water, and then it goes to the pump, and it comes back in the plunge, and then I painted it up, and I made it all nice.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
I don't understand, man. I just like
What do you mean?
the time you have on your hands, like then you want to like just build stuff, man. It's pretty cool.
What do you mean the
it's a
time I
unique
have
trait.
on my hands? I don't
Like
have a
most
lot of
people,
time.
but most people that have time to build something like you did, the time it took you to build that, they probably do something else during that time.
Well, this is an argument you and Charles had. Remember that?
Yeah, so we had an argument, you know,
There's a lot of math
yeah,
involved and numbers.
Yeah, one of our other guys. So we had a conversation. I said, listen, it's crazy, man. Like, I said, I don't understand why people wouldn't build a cold plunge. I said, I built the average cold plunge is probably about a good one, probably about $8,000.
8,000.
Anywhere from 6,000
yes.
to 8,000.
8,000. Yes.
Right? For a good one. And I built the same thing that you saw outside for $1,600, right? So I was like, why wouldn't people, like, it makes more sense to just build it than it does for the average person to earn the money to buy it. And then Charles goes, that's not true. I was like, what do you mean it's not true? He's like, technically, it actually makes more sense for them to just build to buy the cold plunge. I said, Charles, that makes no sense. I said, how long will it take you to get $8,000? Right? The average person, not you because you're rich.
Yeah. Because you're wealthy.
Yeah, you're wealthy. The average person, it'd probably take them about, if you're doing it, right? Let's say a bartender, right? It takes a bartender, if they good night, $1,000 in tips, and that's a good bartender, right? That's 8 times you got to do that, right? And you got to be on your feet for 8 hours. So that's 64 hours, right? It took us. How long did it take us to build that plunge?
Shorter, but listen, Mark,
It took me probably about less than 24 hours to build that plunge.
It took us a fat minute because we went to Lowe's first, and then Ace, and then Home Depot, and then another Ace in that order. Just looking for the parts.
Yeah.
And,
Listen,
it's like a custom
no,
part
it's
you
not.
can't find.
That's not the kicker. That is not the kicker right
What's
now.
the kicker?
I'll tell you what the kicker is. Okay.
What's that?
Here's the kicker. And this is the topic of today's conversation. When you listen to Generation Z,
Yeah.
it takes you way longer to do
Okay, so
stuff.
we got to break down. What is Generation Z? What's that time frame?
Let him break
What's
it
the
down.
time frame? What's Generation Z?
Let him break it down to you.
Generation Z is defined by, I believe, right here. I just had it pulled up.
I think it's
but
1997 to 2012. I think you said.
1997 through 2012, ages 10 through 25. And
Okay.
you are what, Mark? You're a,
I'm 42, so I'm a millennial, I think. I was born.
Oh no, you were Gen X. You just made the cut for Gen X.
Oh, 1980.
Yeah, 1965 through 1980 is Gen X.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And what's the millennials? 81.
Millennials, 1981 through 1996.
I don't even keep up with all that stuff, man. What's the point of keeping up with like the generation and the baby
it's a
boom?
big- it's a big point.
Why?
It's a big point.
Between
It's a
the
big point.
generations.
Yeah.
And that's what me and Mike have been talking about. Like his generation is like way different than mine, and then
The variations. Man,
We're in the
is so
same. We're
different.
Gen X. We're both Gen X.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're of that very much like we work to get it class versus it's given class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But not only that, the translation between both of us is just so opposite.
Yeah.
I'll give
It's
you a
night
case
and
in
day.
point. Night and day. We went to a restaurant, right? And one of the local waitresses there at the restaurant, I know her. She's a good friend because Rex and Rowan and my wife, we always go there. We're frequent there, right? So he said to me, somehow or the other, we got on the subject of Instagram pages.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the waitress who I know, I said, what's your Instagram page? Because she's of the same age. She gave me their Instagram, right? So I looked it up right when we were sitting there, and I started liking her photos. So Brendan freaked out. I
like
said,
a
what are you
fucking
doing?
weirdo. He just
Are you
hops on there and starts liking all this girls' pictures.
That's
So-
some creep shit.
How
man.
is that creepy?
That's some creep shit.
So obviously, you're not part of this You're part of that Gen Z. Thing
I'm on the
too.
fence. I'm on the fence. I'm in between.
You
But
know,
break
you-
it down to him, Mike. Like, why? What was the
so
conversation?
my
that
whole
we
thing
had?
was this, right? I said, what's the big deal if I just go through and just like people's photos? I said it's Instagram.
Yeah, you
I
want
said
people
you
to like.
gave me this girl gave me her IG page, so let me see what her life is all about,
Uh-huh.
right? So I started liking stuff that I saw that I liked. That's what Instagram is. He goes, no, like if you see the first two photos, like her most recent, that's cool. But if you go down into her feed about 2 years,
Uh-huh.
you stalking.
You
right?
stalking, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not really stalking because I
Just
don't
want to
have
find out more about this person I'm following. Yeah.
this person that brings me my food
Uh-huh.
at the restaurant. So he goes, you could look, but just don't like.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't
Window shop.
understand that,
Window shop.
right? So he translates that into, keep in mind, we're talking about Gen Z. He translates that into how he meets girls, right? He goes, when I meet a girl and we exchange IGs, like, I don't like
We
any
usually
of
do
her-
numbers. I'm not about that because that's a little immature. Is to get like just get to the point and get the number. But
The
then
number.
based off the number, I'll find her
digits.
Instagram.
So when you get the number,
Uh-huh.
when you were
When I was.
going after your wife,
When I
you
was-
got-
when
you're
I
going
was in the
after your
game,
wife, when you
yeah.
were going after your wife, right?
Uh-huh.
You got a number, then what you do?
I think I probably called her.
Okay.
Yeah. I
That's a
called her.
no-no.
Yeah. You don't call.
In
No,
that-
that wasn't right away. You got to play the game.
Well, what's the game, Mark?
The game
Just
is like-
explain to me how it
The
went
game
down.
is like you can't call her like the day of or the day
I
after.
wouldn't do that.
You
Right?
gotta
I
wait
fuck
like
with
maybe
Mark,
3 or
bro. I
4.
Hold
fuck
on,
with
let him,
Mark.
let him
You
go
got
second.
you
set
got
me
you
up
got to
to
wait.
Let him explain.
You gotta wait about maybe 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? If she really likes you, then she's gonna be thinking, "Why hasn't he called me? He must not like me." Then when you call her, she's like, "Oh, he does like me." You just dangle the carrot out there a little bit, you know. Oh, that's how they used to do back in the early 2000s.
It's
So-
gotten like that, but worse. Like it's like that.
Let
the
him
times
explain to you.
So explain to me how it goes
Explain
now.
what happens now.
What happens now?
Well, I don't know if my version of it's pretty fucked up or not, but
And
you meet a
remember, your
girl-
girl's listening, you know. So
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, my
yeah,
bad, Alexa.
yeah,
But this is my version. You know, you get the number, exchange it, start texting each other, and then you play that game, Mark, where you're like, not text this person for this amount of days. And
uh-huh.
it's like a text message game, but like the way that you like people communicate through text, like you can translate so many emotions through text or
Yes, you can.
interpret things, like you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because it's been around for so long, like all the emojis and like social media too. Like if a girl posts on her Snapchat story and she's not texting you back, like she don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like-
Because she has her phone in her hand, obviously. Yeah, that's like
You know what
we
I'm saying?
yo.
Like-
So I'm like, I'm at the point where I was just like, this is a weird conversation. So this is how you guys meet now,
Mhm.
and then there's no. I mean, I don't know about
No
when
courtship, no
No,
courting.
like-
Yeah.
Mike was baffled by Tinder.
I
That
was.
his
I
thing.
never saw it before until
Yeah.
you showed it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, how's it work?
Yeah.
And
I
he
don't even know
says
what that.
you swipe left and then you swipe right. And I was like, what? I don't know what that means. And he was like, don't swipe left for this one. It was like some chick that was not his
Yeah.
style, and I swiped
Yeah.
it, and he was mad.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Like in today's in their translation of the world, they're not like they don't meet people like traditionally
Yeah.
and go through that traditional like.
I think it's like a double-edged sword, though, right? Like you get to meet people that you would never meet. Like when we were coming up, you didn't know somebody that was in California. You can look on, I guess it was Tinder or whatever, and see
Mhm.
somebody that's not where you are,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then, but then also you lose, like you said, you lose that communication. Like You remember back in the day when you got a person's number, you wrote it down on a piece of paper or whatever. You know what I mean?
I
Like
want to go
stuff
back
like
to that though.
you are.
I want to go.
Oh,
back
you
want
to go back to that? I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people in this generation want to, because it's how you raise.
But,
you know?
but the part about it too that bugs me out is just like that's just their way of communicating with each other, right?
Yeah.
Which is super weird. And then he's, so he said to her before, so he had a situation
Mm-hmm.
where
An entanglement.
an entanglement where he met somebody and it was weird. It was
Yeah.
it's like one of those weird Gen Z things to me. It wasn't weird to them.
Uh-huh.
But then after they left, he goes, I sent her a text. I said,
Yeah.
what did the text say? Had a great time. Have a safe flight.
Okay.
Fuck.
Okay.
Hope this shit does not get back out there.
Oh man, nobody's listening. Yeah.
Ain't
And I
nobody
said-
give a fuck.
Yeah. Nobody's listening.
I said,
It's just us in here.
I said, okay, how you feel about it? He goes, shit. See what she responds.
Yeah.
Right? I said, that's all you're going to say?
Uh-huh.
Like, it was great. Like, like, my whole thing is, during the course of the night that you spent with her, right, there must have been something that's memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a funny, quirky joke or something that you start like a conversation differently than have a great flight. Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like maybe you call her a new name or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mustang Sally, have a good night. I don't know, whatever,
Yeah.
right? But it starts like that conversation or that original thing that you guys have.
Yeah.
Like my wife and I, when we met, like my thing was always, I'd always come up and introduce myself to my wife. So she started making that a joke. Hey, Sarah Rowan. Hey, Mike Johnson. Nice to meet you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's our thing. But it's like he does. It's like it's so vanilla blah, man.
I think
like,
it's vanilla blah to us because we don't. It's not our generation. You know what I mean? So it's just different translation. It's not blah. It's just what they do. It's and it's like what we do. That could seem archaic. Like, what do you mean? You gonna go payphone? What the fuck is a payphone? You know what I mean? It's just times change, technology changes.
Man, I asked him though. I said to him, so at the end of the day, why? So if you have all this stuff and you figured out your relationship thing and everything else, I said, why is your generation so jacked up? He goes, because we're anxious all the time.
We're anxious. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, why are you so anxious? He said, because of the internet.
Yeah. They used to things happening fast right away. You know what I mean? And
You have access to all these people, like you said, Mark, that you never had access to before.
like he can check out somebody in Poland.
Literally, that's decreased the value of relationships, though. Like,
Yeah.
because you can access somebody in Poland, and it's like, if my thing's not going well, then it's so easy to go and, see this chick in Poland.
We're planning our exit strategy.
I mean,
You got to be invested, though, man. That's another thing, though. Like, you got to be invested if you're gonna give anything a chance. If you want something to really work out, you got to go all the way in. You can't have 1 foot in the water, then 1 foot over here. You know what I mean?
So to my point, I just feel like you guys have, and this has been a conversation for me all week because I've had Gen Z like all in my
Yeah.
ass, like all
Yeah.
week, right?
All week long.
All week. And I've just been like so in awe on how like
Fucking weird we are.
yes, it's just very weird, right?
Mhm.
And the thought of being uncomfortable is not good for them. Like they just
No, not at
don't
all.
like it.
Oof.
One of the things like we did, so in joking about the cold plunge stuff, like that was one of the cool things that I think that we did this weekend together because it's like we're doing a plunge this weekend. Like
Yes,
You're
no
gonna
ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're getting your ass in the water.
yeah, you're gonna find out what hard shit is really like and how you really sit there and deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of these kids today, they don't necessarily deal. It's like somebody deals with it for them.
Mhm.
You know, like before I get into the cold plunge, his thing was like there was somebody that he knew,
Mm-hmm.
and he said she's got it going on. I said she's a loser. He goes, no, she doesn't. She's going to school. And I said, who's paying for school?
Mm-hmm.
He said she is. Who's paying for her rent? Or her parents are? She's a loser. Like, and I mean it like that, but I'm just saying like y'all don't really know how good you have it.
Yeah.
So we get to the cold plunge stuff, and I think it was an eye opener, man. Like when you get their first reaction, obviously everybody's first reaction, but their first real reaction was, oh, no, get out, get out.
Shit.
And especially one of them, I was like, you got to sit. And
Yeah.
it was just like he was very frazzled by it, right? But I think part of the thing is they're not learning, man, that you got to do the work. And everything that's fucking coming to you is just, it's a gift. So you should take advantage of that gift to get the work done even better, smarter, stronger, faster. But I just don't think that, I'm telling you, man, I spent a week.
Mm-hmm.
And most people that are listening to this, are parents like, oh my God, I do this shit for 18 years.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like, it's just to see that it would be easier for you to see it if it's not your kids.
Yeah. To this you say, Brendan?
I think the generational difference between like me and Mike is like Mike is like an all-around hard worker. Like he's very different than I'd say most people in his generation.
He's extraterrestrial.
Yeah, he's just a different breed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But I don't understand it though.
Like when I work,
just,
I get a couple like hours of like serious like good work in,
and
then I'm fucking off. Like,
I think his generation, I think they're able to work smarter. You know what I mean? Because they could do more.
No.
I think so.
No.
I think so.
No, because I think the work is still sloppy.
It's just different, man. It's just different. You know how when you were younger,
you
were
Mark,
like,
man.
I'm saying, when you were younger, you're like, I'm not gonna get to be that old person to be like, what are you young
Mike
kids doing?
But it's
just
him about the electricity app. He has an app where he checks his electricity, like everything in his house. He can see what's using power and how much it's costing.
It's called
him.
smart, bro.
It's called smart, and I got bills.
Have you not seen the price of gas, bro? Like for real, like that is not stupid. That's super smart.
I don't think it's stupid. I think it's a dad thing to do, though.
It's not a dad thing to do, bro. How is it a dad thing?
Dude, total dad
It's ridiculous.
That's not a dad move. It's just being smart. It's being frugal. It's being smart about where you're spending your money. You know
Pay attention to the pennies. The dollars take care of themselves. But see, once again, it goes back to the difference between youth versus wisdom and experience. I think sometimes wisdom and experience can always win half the time.
Now, I will say this, like, even though Mike is saying, like, your generation might be a little bit softer, and I'm saying, it's yin and yang, double-edged sword. You got some positive and some negative. I would say, even though they have a little bit easier, they should definitely experience hard things. Everybody should experience hard things. Because you don't really get to the root of who you are until you, like,
break
man,
yourself.
you got to break yourself, man. You got to break yourself. You got to go to that point where, like, man, this is uncomfortable. I'm doing something I don't want to do. Instead of always, it's, this generation now, and I hate to sound old, it's like instant gratification. The IG model, instant gratification. Everything's instant. Everything's microwave. Everything's quick. If it doesn't happen quick, I don't want it. You know what I mean? That's where like the double-edged sword comes in. Like, yeah, they know how to use the internet. They can connect more people. But then if it doesn't happen right away, it's like, all right, fuck that. I'm on to the next thing.
It's literally, Mark.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's just like that.
That's from my perspective. I can only say what I see.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
So to your point, I say to him, right? Because most of your generation is like that, and I look at that as a very weak trait, right? You have all the tools and the resources you need to succeed and be great because everybody else is weak, right? And he says he gets work done for 3 hours and fucks off. Like he came here and I said, "You didn't get this done. You didn't get this done." And I walk upstairs, he's fucking sleeping.
We sound like your parents, man.
No, but for real though, like no, this is no. The only reason I'm saying this is because unlike his parents, who probably would, his mom and dad won't coddle him, but I'd be a lot rougher because he came to me and said, "Man, Mike, I want to make some bread. I want to make some money. I want to be rich.
I really do."
Right? But the motherfucker is upstairs sleeping in the middle of the day.
You really want to be rich?
I take a 15-minute nap and Mike's on my
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Why do you want to be rich?
Why do I want to be rich?
Yeah. Why is that a goal?
Right now, it's a combination of like I'm like still young and I value a lot of material things, and I just love like nice things.
Yeah.
I want to live like a bougie lifestyle.
I asked that. I asked that because I saw this podcast and there was a guy in it talking about when he was in his 20s, he dreamt of being rich. Then he got his wealth and he wished that he was back in his 20s.
Where did you hear this, Mike?
It was on Lewis Howes. Lewis Howes was interviewing somebody. And he said, when I got my money, I wish that I was in my 20s and broke again. You know what I mean? That's why I asked, why do you want to be rich? Because the things that you want to attain, once you get it, it's like, because you don't think about all the extra stuff that comes with it. The people coming out of the woodwork to ask you for money, family asking you for money, friends. You know what I mean? Like different pressures. It's a lot that comes with it, man.
I think I get excited about like the process of it while getting to that goal. But with him saying like he wants to live a bougie lifestyle is because of all the stuff he sees around him, right? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like the producers, the whatever, the cribs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told him recently, I had a conversation with some of the closer people to me about some stuff, and I said, "Listen, man," I said, "right now in my life," I said, my wife's dad said this, and I think I'm going to adopt this mentality. He said at a certain point when I think it was about my age, right? He said, "I just want to be really good at making money."
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't I want to be rich. I just want to be good at making money. I really want to be good at, here's a product, and I want to make, or here's a thing, and I want to just be really good at getting that thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. That's different than what he's saying. Like, that's where I'm at right now. Like, I really want to be good at making money. right? Because for me, the way I look at it, money is resources for me to allow to do other things, to build and grow, right?
Yeah.
Those are two different, like he wants
Reasonings why.
He wants to ball out.
Yeah.
But
You
listen, there's
said?
a deeper reasoning behind, like, okay, that's the shallow version, but the real reason is, like, when I was growing up, like, I had bullshit jobs, dude, like, that paid me nothing. And there'd be times where I had to decide, do I want to go out tonight? Do I want to eat? Do I want to put gas in my car? I don't ever want to fucking do that shit again.
Okay.
But it's good that you experienced that, though. It's good that you experienced.
But not the way that you're thinking.
I know, but I'm
The
saying.
black way you're thinking is not the way that he's.
But it's
you know
good
what
that he
I'm
experienced that in some kind of way. That
Yeah.
he experienced that, like,
I want better problems.
like this is shitty. I don't want to live like this. Like,
Yeah.
but see, my perspective is, I don't like now. I don't have any aspirations to be rich. You know what I mean? All I want to do is be able to provide for my kids, my family, my wife, and that's it. And
Life is totally in a different stage. And
it's
I always
different.
been like that.
I'm double what you are. So yeah. So like now I'm just like, as long as I can, being rich to me, it doesn't. Going back to the generational thing, and I don't know how you feel about it, Mike, but being rich to me is not like something that I aspire to be. We have, Mike and I have friends, and you know, people that are very, very wealthy, and I go over there and I'm in their house and I see like they constantly have workers in their house, or they constantly have, people cleaning. I was like, my house is my domain.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want.
not like that. You live a different lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
you can pick whatever you want. That's
Yeah.
the thing. If they want that, they can have that. But when you were my age, Mark, did you have some similar feelings?
Oh yeah, of course. You see the rappers and the videos and the girls and all the da. Then you get older, you realize all that is smoke and mirrors. All that does not matter at all.
I mean, I guess it's a part of life, right? That you kind of progress to where you feel like how you're feeling. But the part about it that gets me, man, is you look at somebody like Brendan, right? And you go, bro, you don't understand, man. You really could be great if you just listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Put yourself in my mindset at your age, bro, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. But you also have to go through it, though. Like, somebody probably told you that when you were his age, and you were like, yeah, I hear you, but
it's like, but the funny part about the story is it's the same over and over again. Like, my son just recently came to me. My son is actually older than he is, believe it or not. Can't tell by the gray.
yeah.
But don't use anything. It's just natural.
It's natural.
But my son told me recently, man, he's like, I hate to tell you this, but a lot of shit you told me about my life was right. Right? Which, it's not an I told you moment. I told you so moment. It's a more so like, so why didn't you listen then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you know where you could have been then, now.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. Not calling me for no fucking money.
Exactly. But now I'm telling him that. Like, I'm like, Brendan, here's what you need to do.
Do you feel like I'm somewhat receptive to you, Mike? Mike, are you there?
Yeah. Sometimes.
I try to be.
Sometimes.
But I think that's good, though, that he might not, that he has his own opinion that you haven't. So sometimes it's good to be, strong-willed. Like, no, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to figure it. And if you fail, you learn from your mistakes. And it's trial and error. I think life is trial and error. You can't have somebody they can give you, like, signs
Yeah, but
of what to follow.
not at the expense of somebody else at times, right? Like,
No,
when
it shouldn't
when
be.
people invest into, I'm not talking about him, but I'm saying when people invest into you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to say, like, I'm going to listen. Like,
Oh, no,
like,
I do.
My whole thing is,
I do.
bro, just listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Listen, just do. Just sometimes it's not even about, you don't even have to just think. You just have to just do, right? It's just that new movie that came out, Top Gun, which, if you ain't seen it, by the way.
I want to see it, but I haven't seen it.
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I heard it's
amazing.
good.
Oh, my God, it's so good. But, he was trying to teach one of the younger pilots in the movie, and this isn't a secret. I'm not giving anything away, but he was trying to teach him, like, when you're flying, man, don't think about it. You already know what you're doing. Just don't think. You know what I'm saying? Just do.
You react.
Just do what I
Yeah.
say. Just react, right? And sometimes it's like, dude, all you got to do is just react.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't even think about it. If we say we're going to do this, just do this. And I trust me, it'll fall into place. And then once it falls into place, it becomes memory. Then you can get creative and do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes I feel like you missed that mark. I feel like a lot of y'all missed that mark. And if you could hone in on that, maybe listening to things that are learned, right, before you, that are core things that you need to navigate through this world, man, you could be beastly.
I try to do that because I aspire to get to where you're at, and I respect all the things you've done. So I actually try and listen to you. But sometimes I'm just a fucking idiot, Mike, and that's life.
Hey,
But then I got to deal with it.
self-aware.
Then
Yeah.
I got to deal with
And
it.
then it falls back on you.
Well, it doesn't really fall back on me because he knows how I feel about that. I mean, at the end of the day, I could just tell him like,
Fuck off.
"Peace, bitch." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't your mama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go talk to your mama about that. She can't tell you peace, bitch, but I can.
No, my mom would.
You
too.
know?
Yeah.
Your mom would tell you that too?
Yeah, she'd be like, "Peace out, home."
You figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out because I ain't got time for this.
But it's like, my whole thing is if you really, really, like, you don't really want to do anything. I mean, he didn't want it. What was that race he wanted to do?
Oh, was the marathon?
That's
So
the
you-
race you wanted me to do, and I was like, you know what? I want to get into this. I want to be better, so that's why.
The race I wanted you to do?
Mm-hmm. It's Mike's fault, man.
No, it's not Mike's fault.
No, it is.
What do you mean? It's
Mike forced you to say you wanted to do it. You didn't really want to do it.
okay. No, I see what Mark's getting at here.
Yeah, you got to want to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You
no.
can't. You know what I mean?
Well, so the
I didn't
whole
want
thing
it
is,
bad enough,
Mark
Mike.
Brown, you have a lot to. The Gen Z gap is here, is real, and trust me, if these are the people that are gonna be cleaning your diapers when you're 108,
Just let me.
you got a problem.
Listen, just let me shit myself and sit me in the corner.
No, it's not. Well, that's what's gonna happen. Because if you expect Brendan, producer B, to do it, he'd be
I
like,
ain't
"Nah,
touching
dog,
that
you'd be
shit.
all right."
yo, man. But you know,
Yeah,
hey, I
he'd be
think
all right.
I think we, but we're giving Brendan. We always give Brendan a hard time, but I think you do learn stuff from the younger generation. You do. I think you can't just always say that. I'll point out the bad shit. You get a lot from the younger generation. I think the younger generation works more efficiently than older generations because they have more. They have more things at their hands to dispose of. Like, you know what I mean? Like more tools to get shit done faster. As far as the internet, as far as, you know, fucking Uber, fucking Amazon. You can Amazon stuff. Mike's like, huh? No.
Ain't nothing he can do that I can't do.
Oh, that's not. No, absolutely not. But the mindset is different. The mindset is totally different.
My mindset is a little bit more focused.
It's more focused.
I
Yeah.
would say.
I agree.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
He said to me the other day, he goes,
But producer
"Man,"
B, he's
you know what he said? He said,
collaborating with you on a radio station. Like he's doing things that I
but
wasn't doing.
I'm
that,
hoping that he mimics that, though. I'm
Yeah.
hoping he just mimics. Like, here, when I say, like, you get to the point when you start looking at minuscule stuff for people, let's get out of the work phase for a second, right?
Mhm.
Go inside the house right now. See how much stuff they got all over the place. But,
Lies.
like, we'll eat, don't put nothing away. Just, there's no discipline, man. I was never like that.
Yeah.
That's not true, Mike. I left maybe one cup out, and I've been reamed for it ever since because I really am at somebody else's house. I try to be respectful and put my stuff away. And I asked you, I said, Mike, is the dishwasher empty? And you go, I don't know. So I was going to even do your dishes for you and take them out. But, you know, fuck it, that one cup definitely did me in.
If you walk downstairs and see producer B in your kitchen butt naked in the refrigerator, that's a-
Just getting a jar of peanut butter.
yeah, just like, yo, bro, you gotta go. You gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh man.
Listen, I'm totally in that generational gap mode. And
Yeah.
it's annoying to me. I'm
It's a
getting
weird,
old.
it's a weird space, man. It's like, yeah, because you start realizing how much older you're getting, right?
Shit's
It's like,
getting annoying to me
Yeah.
more and more like, you know, and I don't know if it's just, I mean, I think it's coming genuinely from a place of good for me. Like, I really want them to be really great, you know, and better than most because, listen, man, if you look outside, what's out here, man, hey, look at your boys and look at the group coming up with your boys and look at the difference in that, right?
mhm.
I mean, you're gonna say to yourself, like, nah, I want these boys to be better because they could go so much further,
Yeah.
right? If they have this type of mentality versus, like he's saying, oh, I do stuff for a couple hours and I go fuck around,
Yeah.
right? He can't get his schedule together with doing stuff that we planned, but he know how to find some trim in the city
Hey,
and
man.
spend the
Think
night.
about when you were 20, though. When you were 21,
I'm saying,
you was in there.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
that.
That's a priority now.
brother. When you're my age,
We're talking about the most powerful thing in the planet since the beginning of time.
I'm telling you,
It's brought down kingdoms.
bro. And as
Trim
people,
is
as
the
people,
most powerful.
as people that have experienced it,
Uh-huh.
okay, you look them in the face and go, "Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for the banana and don't fall for the banana and tailpipe.
It'll change your life.
Better yet, don't put the banana in the
It'll
tailpipe."
change your life. Hey, some life-changing things could come out of that.
Producer
No
B,
pun
don't,
intended.
don't be mad at us, man.
I'm
we
not
just,
mad.
I just
I'm
want to
taking
look
all
out
this
for you, man. That's it.
We're looking out for your best interest, man.
I'm
to be honest
never.
with
I
you.
have thick skin, man. I really don't. You know, I take it all on the shoulder. It just.
You know what I love about his generation though? Look, I like a lot of stuff about the generation, but like you know how they kind of they're vague. Like you know what I mean? Like the stuff when you see even with producer B when he posts stuff on Instagram, it's like he's saying stuff, but it's cryptic. You don't really know what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like you know, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be wondering, I got to steal that line. I
Yeah,
gotta steal line,
that was
you know.
that was pretty snazzy there, producer
Sometimes
B.
you got some, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, the kid got a little bit of game. Sometimes I don't understand how he got game. He got game because it's like, it came, he was getting ready to go out. He had a date. And I was like, you going out like that? But they like it, though.
They like it. Hey, if you like it, I love
I
it.
didn't pack a lot of shoes and outfits, man. So whatever I threw on is just.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You got a specific target that you're going for. you
Yeah,
know what I
target
mean?
demographics.
You ain't going to Buckhead with that shit. Yeah.
So that's been my weekend. So between feeding Gen Z, gas prices, right, and working out, it's been a pretty good weekend.
That sounds like. I mean, it's been a long weekend, or a long week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sad that I missed out on it, man. I had to just keep up with daddy stuff.
Hold on,
and
I gotta
baseball
check
and
how
all
many watts I'm using.
that. Yeah, let me know.
Let's see how
We
many
were-
watts.
But you know, with
Y'all gotta hit this. You gotta get this. It's called Sense. It tells you how many watts you're using right now. Like right now, see, watch. Right now, I'm using
look at him. Look at him.
4,000 watts. 4,100 watts.
You want to piss them off? Turn on the dryer.
Oh yeah, turn the dryer
It's
on.
costing me. It's still expensive. That's 47
Leave the curling
47
iron
cents
on.
a minute. But look at the top. Look at one of the things that's on. I got to zoom out. The cold plunge chiller is on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's costing me.
Producer B, what do you think?
818 watts. Holy shit.
Producer B, what do you
125,000.
think about checking? I know you probably don't have a lot of bills right now as far as like a household bill. What do you think about checking your power source? Do you think that's a waste of time?
Everybody's
Let
judging
me
me.
tell you something, Mark.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we
Let me
fuck.
tell
Yeah,
you
yeah,
something.
tell me.
Mark, 'cause
Okay.
You think this would be
Clear
funny.
your throat before you start talking.
So I was online the other night, and I was at one of my like jobs back home, and I was scrolling through shit on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on this website, and I saw these watches. I saw a Rolex watch
Yeah.
that I really took an interest in.
Okay.
Watch was about $3,000. So
Here we go.
at 2 a.m, I did it.
You bought it?
I bought the watch,
$3,000?
$3,000.
Hey man, you paying this boy way too much
No,
money.
no. But after that, I realized I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I had a moment. I had a come to Jesus moment, and I was like, all right, I'm canceling this order right now. Like, I'm not about to, I have like a radio station I need to invest in and like all this stuff. But like, it's like my generation is very manic.
Mm-hmm.
We do things very spontaneously.
I've done that before though. I think that's just an age thing. I don't think it's a generation specific thing because I got done things like gone when I was in my 20s.
But it's so much easier now.
Playing in the NFL, going spending $3,000 or $4,000 in a strip club when it's not a lot of money. People spend way more than that, but at that time I was like, man, that's way too much money. I don't even know these girls. I have nothing tangible to take away from giving somebody $4,000 that I don't know.
We talked about watches earlier. He was like all about like Rolex. This
Mhm.
is thing.
Mm-hmm.
And who was it, man? I think it was Chad Ochocinco said one time, he don't buy watches. And
He buys
said-
fake jewelry, so he said he wears fake jewelry, fake diamonds.
Yeah. But he said too, he goes, how you gonna ask a rich person if the shit is I
Yeah,
remember that, right?
yeah,
How you gonna ask a rich
yeah,
person if this
yeah,
shit is
disrespectful.
But he said to somebody, he said, I don't buy watches. You know why? And then he goes, Brendan, what time is it right now? And then he said 8:30. That shit was free.
That's it.
Why I need to do that for? So him and I were talking about like watches, and I was like, I mean, unless you're looking to like relic it and pass it down,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's different. That's a cool hobby thing. Like you have a son,
Yeah.
watches
Pass down the
and
watch.
pass it,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
got
yeah.
a whole bunch of watches.
Yeah.
But if it's like to ball out to look what I got, I mean, I don't know about that.
If you got it, depends on where you're at in life. If you got it to spend and it's relative, then
You heard what he said. He canceled the order.
it's smart. It's a smart man. I mean, because
What made you? So did you cancel the order by saying like, by seeing the balance in your bank account, or what it would be?
yeah, yes. Wait. I got 3,500 in the bank. I spent $3,000 on the watch. I got to eat the rest of the month. Like, I mean, yeah, but it's cool to have those kind of aspirations, though.
It is, but it's just like right now.
I think those materialistic things are cool to drive you to get to where you want to be. Like, yeah,
but
I
when you
want to
get
get
'em and then you're disappointed.
But
'cause
like,
it's
yeah,
just-
but let's say for the Rolex, for instance, right? To get a $3,000 Rolex, you got to make a certain amount of money to make it make sense, right? So then that means I got to make more money, right? So it's a good motivator.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good motivator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I
When I was
definitely
younger, I always wanted a Lamborghini. I mean, now it's like $500,000. Like, I ain't getting no Lamborghini. No, maybe my boys will be able to make enough money that
They'll buy you a Lamborghini.
buy me. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but
but-
no, I feel you, but it's just I don't know, man. I just feel like if you can bunker down and really concentrate over the time when everybody else is doing what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
like when it comes time for them to bunker down, it's too late. You already winning.
Yeah.
You don't have to bunker down anymore. It's
Yeah.
time for you to go out and have your fun.
I
Right?
give an example of being wasteful of money recently in my life, maybe like 10 years ago. I bought this really, really expensive car, right? And at the time it was cool, but you buy cars that depreciate, right? So after 3 or 4 years, I had it for a while. I owned it. It wasn't like lease or anything. And then I got rid of it. I was thinking to myself, the money that I bought on that car, if I would have invested in something that was making me monthly money, whatever, then that 80 or 70 grand that I spent on that could have been, it could have paid itself well over time. You know what I mean? So like those are the kind of mistakes you make, and you got to live and learn from those things. You know what I mean? And that's what his generation, our generation, we all got to live and we got to learn. We got to experience it. You got to experience it, man. I fucked up. I should have did something totally different than what I did.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Panamera. Yeah.
It's man, I tell you though, but sometimes like you looking at their lens, outside of their lens actually, and you're going, man, I wouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
I get it, like I understand what you're saying, like you got to go through it, but it's like, why would you do that after I told you not to?
Because I want to see how hot the stove is. I want to touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if it's just hot to you because you're a pussy, or if it's really hot.
Okay, but so then when you get burned and then you start crying and whining and moping, who's got to take the blood of that? We do. I do. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but okay, so then you get into that, and then so you have all this stuff going on. Y'all are trying to figure it out, right? Then what it drives me to is starting to think, then how does this mentally jack y'all up with everything that's that we talked about? You want to make money, you got relationship things. There's a certain way that you have to go into relationships. Now, and then you're trying to make something of yourself, and in the whole process of that path that you're trying to be great, you still get friction from your peers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and I think that's how your generation destroys itself, because you start picking on each other,
Mm-hmm.
bullying each other.
Mm-hmm. Mental.
There you go.
Mental health that's a bad thing about that they have to go through more so I think we did. Is like the mental depression, and he wants a Rolex. You see all these people on Instagram, and it might not be the real life they're living, but you see all these people doing great things that you think is great, and you're like, man, I'm a loser. I don't even have, I don't have 2 pennies to rub together. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the first thing, realizing that the shit ain't real.
Mhm.
But I think the other thing is, though, I don't think your generation handles criticism too well, right? You remember the old saying, sticks and stones, right? And what I mean by that is, if you get criticized and bullied, bad things come out of that,
yeah.
right? For some of these kids, like they react a certain way, for whatever reason, and I don't know, like, why that is. Like, why don't you? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like sticks and stones, man. Like, you get bullied, it is what it is, move on. It's just worse now. I don't know if it's amplified because it's on social and everybody can see it.
It's worse now because people control you. They can bully you without suffering the consequences. Like, if you got bullied when we were coming up in school, you were face to face with that person. It wasn't nobody who was bullying you
It's either
online.
you punch a motherfucker
Yeah.
or,
Like
you
you
get
had
punched.
if you bullied me, it was face to face. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have Facebook. It had to be in person. So now it's a little more out of
that's
hand.
how, like with my generation growing up, it was still like people would use social media to be more manipulative with the bullying
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of be like covert with it.
Yeah.
So that shit kind of, because you're always like, now it's like makes you paranoid, because you got all that extra shit to worry about. But as you get older, like my age, like it just turns into, oh, this person's a dick. Like that's, you grow up, like you still do grow up. And
Yeah.
I just hope that you can, after this week's experience,
experiences.
experiences, right, with y'all, it's just, I can now see how the generation has some issues, and I
Yeah.
don't know, like, it's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who it is that's gonna help fix it, but I mean, the generation has some issues, but they have some, like you said, they have some great things going on for them. But I think
Name one good thing.
that you have going on for you.
Not just me, but my generation.
That you have going for you.
I think
TikTok.
I think that you guys are aware that your possibilities are more limitless than maybe an older generation might have thought, because you just see more stuff. You just see that more things are possible. Like more billionaires are out there than ever before. More, people are more well off. I mean, obviously there's a flip side to that coin. People are still doing, going through struggles, but like you just see, you're aware of more things, that more of the possibilities.
Yeah.
And that's good.
I would say.
Yeah.
That if there's one good thing, thanks, Mark, because I couldn't think of shit.
He was like, "You guys are fucked."
TikTok, I don't know. Is that good? I guess you got good things, man. Like crypto. Did you guys? No, you guys didn't come up. Did you guys come up with crypto? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are getting scammed out of millions.
See, there you go. Messing stuff up
Scammers.
again. Shit. I mean, I can't trust the. I can't trust the generation.
There's a bad side to everything that ever happened.
Mike, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
If there was like, if you had a time machine, the DeLorean,
Yeah.
Doc Brown,
What year?
could bring your younger self to this time right now, how do you think you would handle being in this present moment in your 20s right now? I think we would
What's
be
the first thing I'd do?
We would be overwhelmed. I think we would be very overwhelmed. It's like going to jail and coming out at 20 years later, and now you know.
No,
what I mean?
wait. Explain that to me.
Like
If
if you could be in your 20s right now, though. Like
yeah, go back in time
no, not go back in time. Bring your younger self
to now.
to now.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think you will handle everything that's going on right now? Like, just to,
In today's world.
in today's world.
I have more kids.
Yeah, because you'd have more access to different type of women.
I definitely have more
Yeah,
kids.
Yeah.
Kidding, honey. Just
Yeah,
kidding. I'm glad it worked out the way it
Hey,
did.
absolutely. Absolutely. Kidding.
I mean, I'd be doing so much more stuff. I'd
Yeah.
probably be a drug addict. I'd be a freaking I'd be,
No, I don't think so. I think
I'd
that
be on opioids.
No, I think you would be what you are on steroids. I think you'd be what you are on steroids, because you would have, it's just, you're so much more capable of
Okay.
doing more stuff now.
Now reverse that. If I could take me and go back to my 20s then,
Mhm.
right?
Take you right now and go back to your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would I do?
Mm.
What would you do?
Mm.
Right now, go back to Mark
in my
Brown in 20s. What's the first thing you do? When you see Mark Brown doing something, what's the first thing you're going to tell Mark Brown?
Save your money. Save your money. That's the first thing I tell him. Save your money.
Dang. First thing I would say to the younger me is, no matter what they tell you, women can get pregnant without a condom, so put one on.
Yeah.
Because when she tells you she can't get pregnant, so you don't need one,
She lying.
she's lying.
You know what you say when she tells you that? You say, "Let me see your doctor's degree. Let me see where you went to medical school."
When a girl tells you I can't get pregnant because the doctor said, she's lying.
Lying. No doctor ever told you that.
She's lying. That's what I would tell my 20-year-old
So,
self.
yeah, that's funny, man. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
Hopefully, I could go back in time and catch the time right when it was about to happen. Go, you don't want to do that.
Hey, you know, it'd be interesting, man, for Brendan to be able to look back at this conversation 20 years from now and to see how his perspective has changed. You know what I mean?
See how my perspective has changed. I feel the same way. I feel the same goddamn way.
Let me get my teeth and put them in my mouth right now.
I'm going to in my mouth. Gas is down there $15 a gallon.
I remember back in the day, I used to go to school. I used to hop on one foot uphill both ways in the snow. I think that's what we sound like, man. We sound like bitter old men.
Listen,
Life does that to you, though, man. Life will kick you
We
in
had it
the.
so hard.
but
you
here's
younger
Yeah.
no, I don't think we think about it. When you were his age, 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
The texture of the world was completely different too, which I don't necessarily remember. Like I can't go back. Like 22, I don't remember what's going on when I was 22. Who was president? I think
When you're 22.
How old? Wait, when were you 22? What year was that?
Clinton was president, right? So it was good. Things were good,
Uh-huh.
right? Economy was good. For what it's worth, we were going through some good things. So I didn't have any traumatic things to remember. Like, for example, at the age of 21, 22, he's going to be telling his kids, we had a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a virus, and it messed up the world. And
It shut down the world. You
shut
couldn't
down
go to
the
work.
world,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And all this crazy stuff. And that's what he knows right now,
Our
right?
politicians shut down the world. Correct.
What's that?
To
The
the,
virus didn't shut down the world.
the politicians shut down the world.
Well, you have a story to tell, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of story to tell,
Uh-huh.
right? And I feel sorry because, and I understand because, I mean, it's some, like, whatever they're going through, it's on us.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily agree with this guy all the time. Bill Maher actually said that a while ago. It's like, we got to apologize that we left you a fucked up world, man.
Uh-huh.
You know
the
what I'm saying?
boomers did that to you too, though.
Huh?
Or-
The baby
yeah,
boomers.
What generation were your parents, Mike?
Boomers.
Baby boomers.
Yeah, so they did that to you, and then
They don't
did
give a
they tell
fuck.
it, you know?
Yeah. You figure
They don't
it
give a
out.
fuck.
I'm gone.
But see,
I'm on my way out.
But see, and that's the thing though. But because they did it to me, I'm realizing that I can't do it to y'all. So we got to figure this shit out. That's why I'm so hard on saying like you gotta like be focused, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? Because, dude, I'm telling you, this world, for you guys, right? And like, and yes, you go back and you listen to all the old heads. 20 years from now, you should listen to this and be like, damn, Mike and Mark were right.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of old heads say like, I ain't gonna have to deal with this shit when I'm not gonna deal with this, but you're gonna have to deal with these younger cats. And now I understand what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary, man. So it's like, if you really want to fix it, this Gen Z thing, so you guys are not as anxious. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Tell you good luck.
Just start.
Good
Mark
luck.
Barnes, like, best
No,
of
you
luck
said
to you.
go when everybody's just going north, go south is what you say.
That's what I said to him the other day. I said, listen, if you want to think of a strategy like this, right? Your generation is going on this path right here, right? And they, between everything that they're doing, the way they communicate, the way they date, it's going north, right? So let's say they're going north. If I were you and you really want to win, go south, bro.
Mm-hmm. Figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? Trailblaze some other path, because along that path, somebody going to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to, you just create some other shit and just be you.
Yeah.
And in that way, you're going to be really pimping when it's time to,
Then you have wealth and you won't be rich. You'd be
Right.
wealthy. You'd be wealthy.
It's going to be more of this conversation. Mike, where y'all at? Yeah, all right, I'm sending a jet to pick you up.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Instead of the $3,000 Rolex.
Yeah. Or,
Send a watch.
yo, man, can y'all get on Priceline and see if you can get a ticket? No, you know what I'm saying? That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Does that help you?
Yeah.
Because you sure as hell helped me.
I like that when Brendan's in town. This was almost like a therapy session for Brendan. I liked it. It was a good therapy session, and we got to kind of break down the differences in generation. Because I feel like it comes across in our conversation when he's in wherever he is. Like it just
Hey, where the hell are you?
no, like when he's back
yeah,
home,
yeah.
it just you can tell like it's just a gap, and you know what I mean, in thought process.
I said something to the other day, and he brought it back up to me. I said, because I was talking to him, I said, man, I keep forgetting you're only 22.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Every
I'm putting
day he
so
says
much
that.
faith in you that you're older than that. And I'm just like, you're 22 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
Like,
you should never put that much faith in a
you know what I'm saying?
22-year-old.
Like, I'm not going to do that, you
Yeah.
know? And it's just like, I got to say to myself, when I'm expecting him to do stuff like, yo, you got to, like, reel it back,
Mm-hmm.
but it gets frustrating after you say it over and over again, and motherfuckers still don't get it. So please, get it. Thank you.
You gonna get it? All right.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for your race?
It's like
Before we close out.
it's
I gotta
80
ask-
days away. The good thing is, Michael. The good thing is the knee is good. The knee
Yeah,
is
your
good.
knee's better.
My knee's
Yeah,
better.
you was a little bit
I
worried
was
last week.
Yeah, I was
What
worried.
happened to your knee?
I did being old.
Yeah.
just standing up from
Yeah.
the seat, my
Yeah.
knee popped, and I was like,
oh my God, what
I
was
couldn't
that?
walk for like 3 days. I couldn't walk for like 3 or 4 days, but I just rested up a little bit. I'm good now. I'm getting ready for the race. I'm start losing this weight and dropping it off. It's about to be. It's hot now. It's hot as hell.
I got a cold plunge for you.
You got a cold plunge?
I got a
We
cold plunge
got to
for
get
you.
that cold plunge down like to like 40.
It's like, I don't know, it's 55 right
We
now.
needed that
It's
40.
It might be lower than that.
We
Right?
need like 45, 40.
I ain't
You're
doing
crazy, Mark.
Nah, man,
Is
you
that
can
what
handle
you
it.
usually rock with?
Like 45. 45 is good.
that. 45 make your heart jump.
Yeah.
It seriously makes. I don't know about yo. I don't know about him.
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
my heart skip.
Yeah.
Like I'm like.
But
Yeah.
the thing with the cold plunge, you noticed it. You being here for a week. The more you get into it, the
Yeah.
easier it gets every time. The first time it's like,
No, with Jesse's that we went into in Connecticut, that I went into in
Yeah.
Connecticut. That
Oh,
shit was like
yeah.
40.
He was the worst.
because you know what happens. When you're fighting, it makes it worse. When you just kind of
Jump into it.
But when you just accept that I'm cold and my body, it makes it better. You get used
It's a
to it.
mental training thing. Is
It
really
is.
what it is more than anything.
It is.
Like you could say it's good for your circulation, but you get in there to train your mind to quiet it.
Have you guys been dunking your head in the water
Yeah.
at all? That's like that's a head rush, man. It's a weird. It's a great
yeah.
I
feeling.
normally do that first. I get it out the way first. I've been
Uh-huh.
telling people to do it at the end. I normally do it first.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like you get out of here.
Yeah. I did it, and I was.
If
I
you
felt
could
good.
bottle that feeling, you'd be a billionaire. That feeling you get when you dunk your head in the cold plunge, you get out and you just
You're
sit there.
done.
You're
Yeah.
just like, it's
and
like,
then the feeling that comes a little bit after that, You know, because one of our neighbors came over and said, I tell you, the one thing I appreciate about building that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give props where props is due. I'll never not. So you were saying, so we have a friend that does the whole cold plunge named Jesse, right? And he invites us over every now and then to his house. And one thing I appreciated from building this, because it gave me the inspiration, I was like, fuck, I need to just build mine and just make it really dope. And,
Yeah.
you know, what have you. It creates a community, right?
Yeah.
Because now my neighbors are coming over, the kids are coming over, they're all excited to try it. It's something new.
Mike has had like a lot of people come over
Yeah.
and just like to hop in that.
Just
thing.
jump in, right?
What's
Just-
been the experience that people? Some people like it, some
We were
people don't.
scared at first.
It's
All of them were
funny.
scared.
It's funny, man. The one thing that you always notice, man, when you get into that water the first time for everybody, is their breath goes out
Yeah.
the window. But it's
Yeah.
like you gotta breathe.
Yeah.
Like, it's such like it just punches them. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then the minute they start kind of like catching it, you know when they catch it, because when they catch it, you see everything start to settle. The
Yeah.
panic goes away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they like it, but it's
Yeah.
like it's not so frazzled.
They
So-
realize they're not gonna die.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then they sit there for a while, and then I always give them at the end you got to dunk, and then the dunk is like when they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They get out.
Yeah.
So so it's been cool. We got actually after we close the show out, I think I got some people coming over again to try it.
Try it out.
Yeah, but
right.
it's been a very community driven thing. It creates great conversation, great talk, and I mean you get healthy at the same time.
The lone wolf has followers. They're
I
following
don't know
him.
about anybody
They're
following me.
following him to the promised land.
They don't follow me into the woods to die. That's what the wolf is gonna do.
I'm right
Oh
behind you, Mike.
man.
So we got to figure out like how to get ice to Maine. We got oxygen, ice, and compression to get you in
You get
100.
an inflatable pool. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that wouldn't be smart. Actually, I'll be honest with you. There's
We
a
can
lot
get-
of studies showing, right, that if you do an ice bath before you do a workout like that,
Uh-huh.
it's way more better for you.
But how long are the effects gonna last? I mean, you plan on going to 24
no,
hours.
No,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
not gonna have you an ice. To start off, we wouldn't put you in an ice bath after that.
Okay.
You're going to shock.
Yeah.
Your body would probably like
Lock
that's probably
up.
a bad idea.
We'll figure it out, man.
We're gonna
Hopefully.
be right there with you for 24 hours. Like that's gonna be intense.
I'm
for-
bringing a grill, bro.
You
I'm
grill
bringing a
out.
grill,
You,
I'm
grill,
bringing
you
some
grilling out. You meat. You grilling out. Yeah.
I have to. Those guys. There were some guys there last year that had
They had a
They
grill.
had a damn party, dude.
They had the grill. They had the grill. They had weed, and they had.
They had weed at the
yes,
Last Man Standing.
yes. It was a vape.
Oh,
yeah, because
okay.
they were.
I was like, I didn't remember seeing anybody
Well,
smoking.
you know, it's legal in
Yeah.
Portland.
Yeah.
And the guys that were
Sweet
there,
dirt. Sweet dirt.
Sweet Dirt.
Oh,
Yeah, the guys
yeah.
that were there, they actually have a dispensary, and they are actually growers.
Oh.
So they were offering us steak and weed.
We're gonna have a good time in Maine, man. We just gotta figure out how the fuck we're gonna get there.
Hey.
Cause gas is high. Cause you know what?
With 7 more minutes, and I'm gonna tell you this because before we close on 7 minutes, one last thing: how you feel about where you're at right now with the world and I know we're not supposed to talk about this, but it affects everything, man. You can't do races, you can't work out if the energy and everything is high. What do you think about what's going on?
With what?
Shit
With
being
it-
so high,
Oh, high?
expensive.
I just kind of figure it's a cycle, man. I just don't let it, plan my trips accordingly. And what's more important, but like I don't really. It doesn't really. I mean, obviously it affects me, but I don't let it get into my mental like that. We
were looking for tickets to go to Maine. Mark Brown looked at me and said, "Man, you think them tickets gonna go down?" I said, "No, no, I hope so."
Oh, but I don't think they're going down. We might have to get an RV.
Well, this was a great personal in-person edition
Yeah, of the Black Bears Den.
with the new lighting.
Not David Banner, Bruce Banner, the Hulk. The Hulk.
David Banner.
Oh,
I can't believe you said that. I started singing David Banner's song.
All
right, man. Until next time.
We out.
Peace out.
See ya.
Yeah.